There is not a Honey, I Shrunk the Grandkids.
It totally is.
Really?
No.
Oh my goodness.
That's
Why isn't there Honey, I Shrunk the Grandkids?
That's the sequel, Shrunk, coming out, starring, what's his name?
Ant Bully?
No.
Oh.
LeFou from live action.
Olaf?
Yes.
Olaf gets shrunk?
He is the son to, what's his name?
Ant Bully.
I hate you. Shut up. Friggin' guy from
Rick Moranis.
Yes, guy from Ghostbusters. I want this going everywhere. Ant-Man, also.
Ah,
Hey.
Ant-Man. That's what happens when the Ant Bully grows up.
Yes,
That man
he's now, he was a
is
bully, now he's a
Pym.
man.
Headcanon.
Hello,
Confirmed.
welcome to Ben and Mike's Film Room.
Today,
We recently watched Infinity Train Season 1.
What are you singing?
It's a wacky getting chased song.
I made it up.
Hello, and welcome back to Ben and Mike's Film Room, where today we're talking about a television show.
yes, film can be on the silver screen as well.
But not the brown.
What do you call movies?
Movies are the big screen. It used to be the silver screen because
Oh,
of black and
what's
white.
television called then?
The small screen.
Really?
Yes.
Then what's a phone?
An even smaller screen.
Where you can watch a movie on the smallest silver screen. I thought silver screen was television because it was like not as good as gold. I'm ignorant. Moving
honestly, I
on.
don't know. But, so yes, today we're talking about Infinity Train because the first season and the second season are both about the length of a movie.
Yep. Yep.
That-
That's it. That's
yep.
it. That's it. Moving on.
Something we forgot to do is make notes.
That's true. It was so long that it went on for a while, and so we didn't actually make any notes.
Yeah. So, we're just gonna do a grab bag of our favorite bits.
Yes. One of those was the soundbite you recently heard.
Yes. And, one is the best.
Yeah. He remains the best throughout.
Like, there's always bits. Like that one, the part where the song that means something to him is just a dial-up modem.
Yes.
Yes. Should we talk about spoilers and non-spoilers?
I don't think we can do a spoiler-free version of this and give it any justice.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, spoilers throughout.
So really, go watch Infinity Train. It's the length of a movie.
Yeah, it's really worth it. It'll take no time, and you'll love it.
How can you watch it?
The
On
DVD.
We watched it on this DVD box
I heard
set.
it was good. I saw it at Walmart. I got it.
Yeah, it actually looks great.
The DVD menu gives no spoilers.
It's refreshing. It's good, and the episodes are fast. It's like 11-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And there's 10 of them. That's it. But it does tell a whole story.
It doesn't, like, and even though there's a second season, this is our spoiler-free review, by the way. And even though it has a second season, it doesn't really lead into it like every other show in existence does.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, here's the inevitable sequel time where we waste a bunch of time in the ending episode to prep for the next season.
That being said, the second season is the truest definition of the sequel, as it is just more story.
Yes, and so we're actually doing another pod on that second season. So
Yes, but not
check
today.
that out after you've checked this one out.
Check that out sometime in the future, or right now, depending on when the present day is.
Yes, either immediately play it at the same time as this. It actually syncs up perfectly, so you should try that.
So when I first heard about this show was in 2017, when the pilot came out on YouTube.
It's still there.
It is still there. And the third episode is exactly the pilot, except with a few small differences. One being...
How the ending fits into the...
Yeah, how the ending fits into everything, and the animation being slightly different.
Better.
Yes.
The hand design, though, I will say I like the hand design in the pilot more than in the show. Because it's just like a little bracket in the show.
Oh yeah, in the
but
show
it's like a fancy swirly McGurkin.
Yeah, that probably. I wonder if they did that for animation reasons.
Yeah. Unknown.
Then again, it just I don't know. We know nothing about animation.
It's true.
So it's just good. What can we say about this show? It talks about divorce in a realistic way, I feel.
Yeah, it doesn't treat it like it's an inevitable thing. It doesn't treat it like someone's to blame. You actually don't even know the reason why the parents are getting divorced.
Yeah, and
even though you spend a ton of time with the daughter.
Yeah, and
Tulip.
Yes, and the episode where they go into her memories and like it's viewed through this ultra like, oh, I love this. Why did they close this place? And then it's like you see the real memory and how it actually went. Like, this looks like the most overcast day ever.
In fairness,
which I love. It's a very difficult thing to pull off without just making it look gray.
I give you that.
Not gray, but like it's going to rain. It's just overcast.
I mean, when I watched it, and when the memory starts, it's like a fake good memory.
Yeah, it's like SeaWorld.
It's how you try to remember things. You're like, why did they ever stop being together? It was so good. Here's this great memory I have of this day we had that was so fun. And in the memory, like a dolphin jumps on top of a pyramid of other dolphins.
Yes.
So, really, those dolphins are all suffering. No one's having fun here.
Well, I mean,
even though imaginary memory dolphins, no one is having fun. Their organs are being crushed by their own weight. They can't live like this.
Shut down. I don't know. I know nothing about SeaWorld.
We need to free Flipper. There's that
Free Willy.
That Netflix movie, not Dark Water.
No, it's Darkfish, Blackfish.
Blackfish.
Yeah, I believe it.
But it's not a fish; it's a mammal. Well, don't they feel stupid?
Yeah.
Ugh. So,
like,
yeah, it was like
also
a fun. It was like an over the top fun, and then they went over the top bad also, and the house is
divorce,
literally on fire.
Divorce,
the dog is like
divorce.
Oh, it was so great.
But also, one of the best parts in this is the number.
Yes.
Like, you don't really know what it is. Like,
so
you have your
as a tiny outline to the people who are remembering this vaguely, and maybe I saw it, or maybe they haven't. When Tulip, our main character, enters the train,
people will
they
not
have
find...
a number on their hand that they're tracking. That's the number we're talking about compared to any other numbers.
You know what, Ben?
Anywhere else.
Right, but at the same time,
no one's gonna listen to it unless they've seen it or knew
about
it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. People are not gonna find this in their recommended.
Hey.
They are going to look for things.
One day the algorithm may summon us all together.
That's never gonna happen.
And it will be in the comments. And
it'll be in 200 years.
Yes.
When we are dust.
Yeah, on the train.
Yes, the infinity train.
That was my
the never-ending train.
So,
but yeah,
what I like about the show is, actually, I'm almost entirely stealing this from the commentary, but the whole thing isn't about the train's mystery, like what is the train doing, what's the point of the numbers, what's that stuff. Almost none of that is the focus of the show. It's really about the characters that you're spending time with, like Tulip and One and the cat, Mirror Girl,
Which...
Randall,
yes,
the water guy,
yes,
Randall, top.
Randall slipped through the cracks, Randall.
That's his middle name, after all.
I love how he just grabs a piece of grass or kelp to make a tie.
And, like, all of them have different... all the different Randalls have, like, different things in their bodies all the time. You're like,
I don't
why?
think they all do, but, like, some of them do. One of them has a seashell for a bow tie, and it's like, now that I see it, I want it.
That's all that I want.
Come.
So weird. So great. So it's really about these interesting characters, but at the same time we're in this totally chaotic universe of every train car being like a magical, tiny, contained world.
Which, as I am not an expert on this, I can't claim full authority on it, but it seems like any one of these trains could be a land in Adventure Time.
Oh, which reminds me, there is a lot of parallel
I don't know, though.
to the one episode.
Oh, yes, the episode...
You told me never to talk about it
did not-
until the pod, and here we are
Yes.
at the pod.
Okay, we are in
So-
the pod.
Spoilers for Adventure Time, like season too many.
I don't know, but I saw that episode.
Fire
Don't-
Princess.
No, oh, actually, I don't know this.
Fire Princess had dumped Finn. And so he was upset. And he gets on this train that's riding in a circle, and every single piece of the track is full of cars. But as he goes into the train, and he fights the monsters that are there.
Are you sure you're not
And he
just talking
gets a
about
piece
Rick and
of
Morty?
gear.
Are you sure he's not talking about Rick
Yes,
and
I'm
Morty?
not talking about the story train either. Everything's about trains!
Eh.
But he gets in the train and he fights all the monsters. And he gets a piece of gear. And then he goes to the next train car. And he gets another piece of gear. And he just keeps going and going and going and going. And
Yeah, it just becomes an RPG.
yeah, so after a while Jake appears and he's like, "Man, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm just figuring some stuff out. And just sorting some things. It's just, nice to spend some time over here doing that." And you can kind of see how this train's purpose is to improve a person.
Yeah.
And that train's purpose was to allow Finn to sort out all of his feelings in a very different way.
Was it really?
I don't know why it came
I thought,
to be.
from my limited memory of that episode, it was like the train's purpose is to keep you there. Because like, don't they mean
like a malicious train? Here, let me...
Yeah, so I don't think there's any comparison at all. Like, he thinks by gaming for hours and hours, he's like, I'm okay.
I mean, would you watch it?
Okay, it's called Dungeon Train. We thought it was called...
It's in the 5th season. Would you be interested in watching it? Like, this second?
No!
Okay, just saying. It's around. It's an option.
Okay, great. But, so yeah, so you don't know what the number on the hand means, but it's like the personal growth, and when you, until the point where you learn that in, what was it, episode 5?
Yeah.
Episode 5 in the cat's car, it was like, your number's getting lower, that means the train thinks you're doing good. And at that point, I thought that was a red herring, meaning maybe she's just lying. And in retrospect,
She is a kind of an untrustable character at that point.
yes, and she, yeah,
Yeah?
yeah,
I have no idea.
yeah.
It was very interesting at the time. It's just like, it has so many parallels to Wizard of Oz and Alice in Wonderland and
Except
Single
everything
Girl.
happens in real time. She is there for months.
I was going to say Chronicles of Narnia, but now I won't.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, we wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm better now.
In fairness, in Alice in Wonderland and in the Wizard of Oz books, time does continue in a regular fashion.
Well, I
And
don't.
Dorothy returns with a bunch of precious gems so that they can save their own farm.
Well, I do know about Wizard of Oz and that she actually did go to Oz. I do like that.
Yes.
Wasn't a dream.
In the 6th book, The Emerald City of Oz, yes, I know.
How are you?
She
How are
brings
you a Wizard of
everyone-
Oz nerd and a magic nerd and a
She brings her family to Oz, and they all live there.
Oh, so it's a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory situation.
Yeah, it's also like a way to stop telling stories about Dorothy. He just kind of wanted to move on. There were 13 books written by Frank
Oz.
Baum. Oz. Frank Oz.
What
But-
the Yoda?
Because Frank Oz is the voice of Yoda.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Anyway, sorry, too deep of a cut.
Yes.
But there's a lot of parallels to those kind of adventures where you go to a nonsense world, you spend some time learning the rules, but ultimately you come back a better person. However, I think this one really allows, like, it's not really about transforming your bad habits into good habits or to seeing the real value. It's just to understand yourself. That's the real goal of the train, because she doesn't, like, know how to handle the divorce any better. She doesn't, like, forgive everyone involved. She just understands where she's coming from and why she's making her choices. And that understanding is the goal, I think.
I could buy that.
I mean, and
like,
the number
I
is
forget-
just like a way to quantify that, but because it just drops at random intervals, it's not like, dink, oh, you did one personality thing 1 point down. It's not like that. It's like you have to make so much progress to understanding yourself in order to be free.
And the thing is, the number can go either way.
Yes, you refuse to understand yourself. I mean, really, that makes a lot of sense, because the conductor,
Yes, which one?
the false conductor, what's her name?
British woman.
British woman.
From the 70s.
Yes. So, British woman from the 70s. Also lightly paralleling Adventure Time, right? Because for those who are way in Adventure Time.
Okay, it's farther than season 5.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't tell
Like,
me anything.
it goes all the way to Magical Daniel.
Those are
Transfers powers.
Those are words I've never heard.
He's like in the first season.
Magic.
But he's just a jerk in the first season.
Don't you mean like the warrior person?
No. Oh, Abracadaniel. That's my bad. What's the guy's name?
Bill. Isn't it Bill or something?
He's
Adventurer.
like Magic Man. He's just Magic Man.
Magic Man comes
Magic
back.
Man comes back,
Oh my gosh.
but he transfers his magic to this girl who is the girlfriend of
Gifted girl.
stop girlfriend of Ice King, who travels through time to help him.
Okay, we have to stop spoiling it
And
now.
like she becomes obsessed with finding a cure, and so it kind of eats her alive,
So-
like the conductor.
So it's a Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, that also came to mind.
Yes,
Arnold
Arnold
Schwarzenegger in Batman Forever?
Beyond.
Beyond? No.
No, not Beyond. I'm an idiot. No. Batman and Robin.
Yes,
So,
so
Mr. Freeze
I mean,
situation.
I'm sure you've seen it, but everything is a remix, so we understand. But it's
I don't
useful.
okay, that's something with us. I don't think everyone knows that phrase.
Oh man, is a YouTube series that is really worth watching. Just Google
The
it.
principle is that like
Or YouTube
everything is based off of something. Nothing is original.
Yes, there's nothing new under the sun, says the Book of Ecclesiastes.
No matter
That's
how
old.
revolutionary something can be, it can always be traced back to like, oh, this is where that came from.
Yeah,
This storytelling mechanic, this
we can only see so far because we're standing on the shoulders of giants.
yes,
Albert Einstein said that
I'm sure he was talking about Adventure Time.
while talking about Adventure Time and Abraham Lincoln. So,
Adolf Winkler.
yes, there it is. So, there's like a bunch of parallels. So, this person becomes, just crazed on finding a solution and
Trying to
wants to recreate the good times.
Recreate a life with Ulrich. That's his name.
Yeah.
Was it Amelia? Because
don't
I know
know.
it was an A and A thing.
I still don't know. And Ulrich starts with an A?
Yes.
No. Well, that changes everything. Never mind.
Also, that frequency thing they did in her videotape at the payphone was a real thing.
Like a freaking of a phone?
Yeah, you could play a certain frequency and you would get like certain area codes.
Yeah, it's called freaking.
Oh, I thought you were just saying words.
No, it's like a... You could also use it, like, in the early days
You
of
were
the...
too much...
Or that technique was changed slightly for the internet later on. Like, you could use it to
You
do
are
all sorts
what
of hacks and stuff.
you are an...
I'm only a reference machine.
You are a 70s nerd.
70s nerd. Anyway, so I really liked this show. It brought up all of those old things as I was watching it. I said, oh, this reminds me of all of these pleasant and not pleasant things. And you're able, not really to wonder what your number would look like right now, but
Yeah, it's not like an inside-out scenario. Where
yeah,
like,
you're
what?
not really like, oh, what would I be at? But you're like, I'm learning about them and life.
And two things. My favorite bit in this is when Shay has to sing Word Up
Yes, you are. You do love that part.
I love it because it singing in front of people is one of the most vulnerable things anyone can do. Like, socially. Like, it's just so uncomfortable to, like, put your heart and soul into things in front of people. And you don't even know if you're good. And the point is, it doesn't matter if you're good. But it's...
Yeah, I mean, and this whole scene, that whole episode,
I mean,
was about that emotional connection to a thing.
Well,
and
also,
being
it's just
vulnerable in front of others is difficult.
And also, it's just ridiculous that the song "Word Up" is in this show.
It was, yeah, and they just kept bringing it back up. You really squeezing the license out of it.
They
I
brought it
appreciate.
up one more time.
Exactly.
In the next episode.
Which feels like it just was throughout the rest of the movie, all the way to the boss fight. What's the word? A word up? Copyright strike.
Which it should also be noted that this show aired over the course of a week.
How do they show 10 episodes in 1 week?
5 days.
Well,
Monday through Friday.
Well, over 5 days, that makes sense. But when you say a week, I think 7. And I'm like, 1, 2, 2 again. Like, just 1 next. You're like, what is the flow?
And
So-
they did the same thing for season 2.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You know,
But-
Cartoon Network's schedule must just make 0 sense.
I mean, it's nothing but Teen Titans Go. And, well, it probably
Well,
isn't
I mean,
anymore.
there was a time when episodes of Adventure Time and Steven Universe would just appear out of nowhere in huge chunks and take up all this sorts of time.
Personally,
And then if you're just dropping 10 episodes of a show in a week, what is on your schedule? I don't know. I never watch this channel anymore. It's still all about... I'm still super nostalgic for Toonami. So, bring Toonami back.
They did! They do!
They still have it?
Yes!
I just want it the way it was. I want to be young again.
Like, they have... Like, I remember when they were doing One Punch Man on Toonami. Or was it Adult Swim? I think it was Toonami. Like, doing the English version.
Did they bring back the little guy?
Yes!
Did he look weird?
Not the one that you are thinking of.
I like that green guy.
Well, that's not what he looked like.
No.
It's not Tom. I mean, it is the Tom we all remember and love.
His name is Tom.
Yes!
I don't remember his name.
Tommy. Sure.
I knew it.
Contradicting yourself there.
No, I never did. I never knew his name. I remember.
I never knew his name. I knew it.
There were like, oh man, I used to just watch it all the time. Like
Yeah.
all the time. Well, television was the entertainment. Now YouTube and the internet of anything you want. So you're just kind of like constantly grabbing whatever it is.
Well, I mean, you are a pirate, so
You know, in the fact that I like the Pirates of the Caribbean, all 5 of them.
Yeah,
Were there more?
no,
I only really like the
but
first
they are
one.
rebooting it, remaking it,
No, they're not.
and the lead person they're looking for is what's her name? Not Gamora, blue robot lady
Blue
from
Robot.
from Guardians, bald.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why not put freaking Zoe Saldana
Oh.
back in it?
Elijah Wood. Bringing that back. Elijah Bloom.
Oh, man.
Elijah Bloom? That's not it. Orlando Wood?
Orlando Bloom.
Orlando
is his
Wood.
name.
Orlando Bloom.
Whatever happened to him? I watched him be in a couple. I haven't seen him in a
I
while.
think he had. Oh, what's interesting is that they did something. They donated. They actually donated some food and masks, I think, to our hospital here.
Orlando Bloom.
Yes.
Wow. All those hours of training to fight pirates. So when he meets a pirate, he can kill one. That's in the first one.
Yes.
Anyway.
Glad you heard that. So the show is great. There's the corgi that's played by Ernie Hudson.
One of the best written jokes that there's ever been, I think, are pretty much every Corky joke Like, the 1-1 character is quirky and fun, but the Corgi...
The river is 2 feet deep. I would surely drown.
Yes, it's like, we are proud species. We don't really like being picked up. And then he's like, oh, it's just so good.
Head to the temple. The temple has a doggy door.
It's just, yeah. I could see why they pretty much kept it unchanged, because it was just a great episode. I don't know. I felt... any criticisms of the show?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's solid as a whole. Like, there really isn't much. I'm sure I could nitpick something, but I don't really want to.
Agreed. Now, I don't think there are very many criticisms. I think it's just...
It's like one of the better things you can watch now. It's not like Last Airbender or how you remember Steven Universe being.
Yeah, Steven Universe. Give me the bits! That's all. So I want the good bits. Not all of the fries. I don't want the whole Steven Universe. I just want the bits. The crunchy, extra good bits. And the French fry bits.
So yeah, this is a great show. You should watch it.
But I have so many questions about the universe. Do you have questions about the universe?
I mean, season 2 raised more.
I
like,
know.
Was this train always in existence? Or did someone actually make it? Was it a fifth dimensional being? Was it Ed Wood? What was his name in Interstellar?
What?
Interstellar Man.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yes, was it Interstellar fifth dimensional Matthew McConaughey who made this?
Oh man, I do have to say, I think the design of the characters is pretty impressive. Like, the fact that 1-1, the true conductor of the train, is both upbeat and downbeat at all times.
Well,
to like properly handle people.
Well, that's not entirely the case, because while that can be true, in the commentary for the show, in the Mirror episode, the Chrome car is what the episode's called. You see his mirror version, and he talks like a single thing, because that is supposed to reflect when he was one, when he was still conductor.
So when he's conductor, he is a single entity?
Yes. But I mean, he's not really that in season 2, for the brief moments you see him.
Well, it's because he's been changed by the events that led up to it.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, let's not talk about season 2.
Yeah. So, I would say that in the universe, I'm very curious, why is there an infinity train? Where is the infinity train?
Wait a minute, who are we recommending this to? Why would I say go watch it? You've already seen it if you were listening to this.
Otherwise you got really spoiled.
Yeah, you got screwed.
Yeah, the part where the train derails and it careens over the cliff.
Yep.
And luckily, it turns out Tulip is the only human on the train, and so everyone else is just imaginary, and she wakes up.
Is this a reference to Brightburn?
What? Brightburn?
That Superman movie knockoff.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I've heard it's substandard, but I don't want to say it. It's technically a spoiler.
Okay, moving on. But I was just making up some nonsense so that it would be counterintelligence.
Yes. Everyone's an alien.
Yes.
Including the humans.
So, yeah, my question is, why is there a train? Is it just designed to help humans? Is it like, oh, I sure do want to help humans' personality. What if we gave them a space where they could just be better people? What if the human world is just actually a car on the train?
Don't give me that!
Don't give me that! I didn't even think of that! But you have no number, so that's a little different. Maybe you are an NPC character, or whatever they're called, to the true train passengers when they go by when you're in your car.
That is a concept that is only only comes up in season 2.
Okay, so I'll bring that up later. Other questions include, what powers the train?
Infinity.
The weird little suck out your soul things?
Oh yeah.
What do they eat?
Souls.
Souls of who?
The people who
They never successfully suck out a soul.
Each other.
Then it's like, I've eaten you, now you eat me.
It does a continuous continuous spit wash.
They're like, it's working. My soul's been sucked out.
It's like that part in Larva.
No, nothing in Larva will be brought up in this.
Okay. If you have children and are for some reason listening to this, you might know what we're talking about.
Also, I would say, is this something in a cartoon universe that just impacts every single person eventually? Like, everyone gets a time on the train? Or...
That is something that I feel that should be brought up if there's a third season.
Yeah, does it, like, specially select people to come on the train? Do you have to be isolated to enter the train? Do you have to be in a certain frame of mind or state or whatever? It seems like Tulip is in an unusual circumstance.
Like, the thing is, they're the scene. This is probably going on too long. But there's a scene in the last episode, I believe, where the British woman is going through like a bunch of people with numbers, and you see like this little girl, and she has a 10, and you see other characters with numbers that have ... on them.
Yeah.
And we eventually meet them.
That's true.
And it's just interesting, like, I was just thinking, what if the numbers were correlated to, like, if they surpass a certain number, then they get on the train, you know?
I mean, that number can be very high based on season 2.
I mean, actually, you know what, I have a thing about season 2, so, you know what, we should just stop now.
I agree. I had a really good time watching it. It was much better than I expected, in honesty. I just heard, hey, do you want to watch this weird short cartoon? And I was like, eh. But when getting into it, I was like, yeah. So, I give it
Infinity
out of infinity.
Yep.
1.
I give it 1 out of 1 1. 2 out of 1 1.
2 1s out of 1.
Yes.
Yes.
So
it's a good watch. It's totally worth the time, and it's a fun and
buy the DVD.
Also,
buy the DVD. Support these people instead of pirating it very easily.
Hey, some people are unable to travel to places to buy.
Okay,
movies.
Amazon.
Hey, don't make Amazon people.
Some
work.
people don't like spending money.
That's not the only reason. It is a reason.
How much money do you think you would have spent
on this DVD?
On everything.
That is not a question to be answered.
Okay.
Because I stream a lot of media.
Because I am above everyone else.
That's not the reason. We're out of here. I'm out of here. This is over.
Okay, you're out of here. And we'll see you in season 2.